Good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Okay. Wow, UJ flew up. UJ flew up and we didn't get a retest. Actually, it came a bit lower, but it wasn't enough. I think this wasn't enough. Should have came lower. Yeah, but it was a small range. Only 2 pips away from support. Maybe we should have taken it since the range was too small. Now it's going up. We missed it. Let's see, maybe it gives us a chance. We had a 4-hour break and retest too, so yeah, it's already done. Now what we can do is we can only wait for a break of this resistance now. It's pretty good, strong resistance. See, last time price was here, it took days to break, and when it did break out from this, look at the move. Now already having rejections, as you can see, straight away we had rejections from the zone, came for a retest here, and now if you get close above here, a retest and continuation would be perfect. So yeah, we're gonna wait and see. We need to break above here. Once we break this, we can see a nice fill this range here. We see the daily, because the daily must be big candle. Yeah, pretty big. Yeah, we'll see. Gonna have to wait. Maybe in the next hour we're gonna have the breakout. We have another 20 minutes until the candle closes, so we'll see. What do we have? Something. Okay. First thing is we clean charts. Clean charts and see what we have new. Euro USD. Euro USD looks like it's going to continue up. It was a very nice break and retest, just like we expected yesterday. You wanted a break above this. If you watched the yesterday's stream, you know what we were expecting. here. We're expecting this resistance to break first, and you can see a very nice rejection. This might continue up now. It's gonna have to see. AUD USD, it went perfectly, even though first got stopped at break even. But you can see it filled the range pretty nice. It didn't go to our stop loss. Perfect. Now let me clean this chart too and start fresh. Yeah, this can continue up to AUD USD. See, this big 4-hour candle came all the way down and still couldn't close below. It came all the way up, closed above this support. Now this can shoot up and fill this range. But how do we get in here? So the only way here to get in this trade is go to 1 hour and we wait for this candle to close above. We wait for this candle to close above this 1 hour resistance. Once it does, we wait for the retest and continuation. And this candle is pretty good. Once it closes above the previous candle, I'm gonna have a trade at that point. So let's wait and see. GJ is currently at resistance. We're setting at resistance. Now we're gonna have to say, let me take a look on the 4 hour. I don't know, GBP pairs yesterday had a big push. Looks like we are at daily resistance. On the 1 hour, maybe we can have a break above this. Then a retest to continue up. But we're gonna have to wait and see. For now, it's not happening much. Still at resistance here. I can see that we had a small break and retest here at this level, but that was the first one, so it was already done. Now this is the second one, and we don't take the second one. I have to wait and see. If we break above this, we can easily go to this next zone here. It's pretty good range to fill. Around 50 pips, pretty nice. Let's take a look at other pairs. GU. Clean the charts. GU is basically the same. It's basically the same setup here too on GU. You can see that we had a lot of rejections at this resistance here. Now this candle closed below, I think, but was not maybe the strongest close below. Now this one is pushing. If this does close above, then a retest to continue up. So I'm gonna have to look which one to take, because there are a lot of setups coming up now. We're just gonna have to choose which one to take. I'll probably take AUD USD. I feel more safe on it and it looks way better. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Do you use magic keys? Yes, I will start to use it soon. It's gonna be a great thing for me, because I know some of you guys were looking for an indicator or something to close all positions or to manage them. This is a great tool. It's gonna help me a lot, because I enter a lot of positions and doing them manually, it's a bit hard. It's gonna be a great thing to manage trades and risk. Very nice. I think next week I'm gonna have it. Let's see. I'm gonna let you know, guys, once I start using. But I already know that it's great. Let's see. See, I think on AUD is that 4-hour got rejected all the way up this candle and closed still above this level. Now only we need 1 hour to give us a confirmation by closing above this level, and we'll have to see. It's gonna give us a nice trade. It's been too long in this consolidation, and I think finally broke up. Maybe this was some kind of news that made this big push to the downside. I mean, we had some news, but on AUD it didn't look like they're high impact, but yeah, gonna have to wait and see. Also looks like we have Euro news coming up in less than 30 minutes. And we'll see. Gonna have to wait to stay away maybe a bit from Euro until these news are done. Are you aware of the news? Yeah, I'm talking about them right now. Just said that we're gonna stay away from Euro until the news are done, because these are high impact. Let's see if we're gonna have any movement on euro because of these news. Other than that, no other big news coming up. Think we'll be clear to take trades today. Wow, USD CAD still on this consolidation box. Yesterday went pretty nice. I said about sells on this bargain retest, but I didn't take it, and I think I also told you guys to not take it because it's pretty messy on the 1 hour. Still worked perfectly, but still didn't manage to close below this big range here. I think this is gonna continue down USD CAD because we have a daily break and retest here. See all these candles trying to go down, couldn't. These candles tried to break resistance, they couldn't, and this big bearish candle came all the way down and closed below these previous daily candles. Now this one should be the retest candle and it should continue down. But the thing is, now we have to find an entry here. And how can we do that? If I didn't want to miss this, since we already got rejected from here, maybe once this candle closes, we can enter some shorts with our stop just above the previous one, and we can write it down. Because we missed the 4 hour retest or the daily one, maybe we can enter once this candle closes, and we can use a small, well, it's not actually that small, it's almost 20 pip stop loss, but we'll see. Gonna have to wait and see how this candle will close, because I think this has to continue down based on the daily. Daily is pretty good, clean. Just gonna wait another 7 minutes and see which pair is gonna give us a trade. UJ can close above 2. We can still wait for this. Once it does, we can have a nice trade. And yeah, let's see. I'm gonna focus on AUD. For me, this will be my next trade. Okay, looks like USD Swiss franc also did break. What can I say? This should continue down. I mean, based on this. Maybe looking for an entry would be the best if price closes below the support, to find an entry, because this 4 hour retest is already missed. I don't think it's going to give you the chance to enter again, and I wouldn't feel comfortable taking it if it does come for the second one, because we have support here, then that would be a rejection. But if price now comes and closes below the support on the 1 hour, then we might see continuation until this next zone here. So yeah, it's not my pair here. I don't really trade it. Oh man, New Zealand cats got rejected another time. It's crazy. It's been days. Look at this big consolidation box. This is crazy. $19 on this range. Looks like it's gonna go for a month of consolidation. It's crazy. Big consolidation on euro, Australian dollar also. But we're not gonna touch euro for now until the news are done, so I'm gonna have to stay away for a bit from euro. Well, plenty of other setups coming. So for example, this USD CAD, if it does close like this strong, should continue down, but first it has to make a small pullback here. If it does continue down, let's see. USD CAD has a pretty good confirmation, and the thing that we have a daily break and retest, this can continue all the way down. See, this can come all the way down to this daily level here after this big drop. So we'll see. Just needs to come down. I'm not in sales, guys. I'm not in sales. Just so you know, I'm not in sales yet. I explained it later, earlier. What I said is that we had a retest here based on the daily, right? We saw how this candle closed below all these candles, big drop, and now this daily is making the retest. Now you go on the 4 hour, you see also it got rejected from this middle zone. Now I said that if we want to get an entry here, we should wait for this candle to close, maybe then a small pullback here so we can make an entry. Even though still it wouldn't be that that safe, but based on the daily, I mean, we can risk some pips here, because this then should continue down. And I said we can use a stop just above this wick. If it does continue down, it shouldn't come higher than this. Not even there. It should make a small retest in this zone here and continue down. But still not in this. We have to wait to see the close that's gonna happen. AUD USD, this can give us a setup. Let's see. The only thing is that it's not gonna be a good close. That's what I don't like. But the 1 hour level is a bit lower if we compare it to the 4 hour. Yeah, let's see, because I'm not counting this candle here because this was a fake out, as you can see, because it closed above, then back in the range and made a retest to continue down. So this needs to come lower, and I'm gonna enter some buys. Okay, it's coming. Okay, I'm in buys now. Okay, so the reason I took this, basically this on the 1 hour looks like a fake out, you know, because it closed back in the range. Now this candle closed above again, like a breakout to the upside. So 1 hour looks like a fake out, but when we go on the 4 hour, we go on the 4 hour, and like I said, 4 hour came all the way down here and couldn't close, still came closed above this 4 hours support. Now that's a big rejection, closing all the way up. You take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour also closed above this as a breakout now, even though that drop was all the way here and we had a small push. But now we have another chance to get in, and you can see this closed below on the 1 hour but didn't respect, came back, closed above this 1 hour 4 hour support or resistance. Now it's making the retest. I think it's gonna continue down, and it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense to continue. Also, we can see that we have a small zone here which we rejected before coming down. So yeah, 4 hour closed above support, 1 hour came down lower, retested this zone here too, couldn't break, came all the way up, closed above 1 hour too. Now this current 1 hour it's making the retest, and I think it should continue up. At least 10-20 pips should be good for us. Am I getting on USD CAD sells? No, I'm not. But I think it should drop here. think it should drop. And the thing is that I don't want to be in a trade in this middle consolidation box, but I think it should drop just based on the daily. If it does respect that daily resistance, then it should drop. I feel more comfortable taking the trade on AUD USD, so we'll see. Stop loss is gonna be just below the previous candle, which is how many pips? We have 11 pips stop loss here. No, USD JPY not waiting for retest, for another retest here, because it already made the move, and you can see that we also got rejected from a resistance here. So coming all the way down here may may cause a fake out here. So as I said, the best would be to wait for a break of this, then a retest. That would be the safest way, because if we get buys here, there's high chance that it's gonna get faked out. But for now, USD JPY doesn't have too much. Needs time to break above. I'm gonna focus on AUD USD. See if it's gonna give us a nice push to the upside. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Since I only have like 10 pips stop loss, I'm gonna use a 10 pip take profit first also. 10 pip, 11 pip as my first one, and then after that move my stops at break even. If it does continue up, of course. Now to continue down, I don't see many signs, to be honest. I don't even know one thing that can make this go all the way down. I mean, everything is pointing to the upside. I mean, you have all these rejections on this level. This probably is going to continue up easily. Only fake out was here, which we can count this as a zone. We already have the break and retest yesterday here, but it waited, didn't continue up. Now I think now it's the time. Have you already entered? Yeah, if you were here, you should have heard me that I said in buys. I'm taking buys. Look guys, I don't just put this here. Unless I'm not in a position, I don't just put this here. See, this is active. This candle just needs to go bullish. Once it does, another small push and we're done. Because this candle has no top wick. I think it should make one push above this previous high, so fill this range then. I think it should come all the way up here, because it's been consolidating for a lot in this range. Finally we have a close above. Now it should continue little by little and fill this range. Let's wait and see. Patience is needed now. What a push. Wow, perfect. I was looking on my phone and when I looked up, boom, all the way up. How many pips we have here? 11 pips, okay. Still gonna push. It's gonna be easy target here to the upside. 13. Come on, give us some more. Okay, I'm taking some profits here and I'm moving my stop at break even. Okay, come on AUD USD. Another push. This was perfect. Textbook trade. Can't get more simple than that. Perfection. That's great. That's great. How do you take profit while on the trade? I don't understand this question. How do you take profits? You just close partial some profits, or I don't know how you do it. I enter multiply positions, I close most of them, I leave some run. That's how I do it. Easy. Stops at break even. Don't forget, always protect your profits. Thing is, this should continue all the way up, a lot more. Yeah, it needs to break this zone first, and this should continue all the way up. Now it's just a matter of time. Cashed 14 pips. Very nice. It's not gonna stop here. Very, very nice. USD CAD, perfection. Just like I said. Small pullback, all the way down. Easy as that. I was in AUD so, and like I said, I didn't want to get involved in this, but my prediction was right. My bias were right, and that's what's important. Perfect drop on USD CAD too. USD CAD dropped even bigger, 23 pips. Or more, 25 pips drop. Somebody was in sells. I think he made some good profits. Very nice. Now USD CAD, once it closes below this support on the 4 hour, we can have another trade here. Can have another trade. Like I said, daily should continue all the way down. See, perfect. This was a perfect trade. Was a perfect trade. Anyway, let's get back to AUD. UJ is starting to push again. Let's see. Maybe it's gonna give us a trade. Who knows? GBP just like we said here too. It was perfect. See, I said before, we're having a lot of break and retest, a lot of setups coming. We just had to choose. I chose Aussie dollar, somebody chose USD CAD, somebody GU. They all gave a lot of pips. 30 pips on GU. Very nice. Let's see. See if it gives us another 10, 20 pips here. What was the news? Good news for Euro. Some more news coming. More news coming in 6 minutes. Yeah. Subs at break even already took most of my profits, so now we're just gonna hold the runner and see how it goes. And it gives us another 20 pip move, just like a bonus move. I have to wait and see. I mean, UJ should continue up basically. Look at this big 4 hour candle. I mean, it would make sense for this to come all the way down after this big push on the 4 hour. It closed pretty strong. It just needs to break this zone now to continue more. I think that's all we need for now. We need a close above here, above these candles. Once once we break that, I think we're gonna have a nice move to the upside. See? Yeah, EU pushed up also. Looks like the news had some small effect on euro, but still it's not a big move. I mean, almost 30 pips, not bad. Let's see, Euro USD. If it does close above this resistance, we might have another setup in our hands now. But there's still plenty of time until the candle closes, and we have some news coming up in 3 minutes. Gonna have to wait and see what happens. Okay, AD, once we break this, gonna push pretty nice to the upside after. Now, price should stay just above this level, because if it comes all the way down to my entry again, that will not be a good sign. It's not gonna be a good sign if it does that. Needs to stay around here. Maybe it's gonna consolidate a bit here, then break this high here and make a new high. It's not that we have much on the left. I mean, not too many zones that can have some problems to break. So let's see. If price stays close to the zone until before the candle closes, then the next one should just push through it, just like yesterday happened. Powell, I already explained AUD like a few times. Just replay the stream 5-10 minutes ago, because I think it's a bit boring to repeat the same things over and over. Can we buy based on strong bullish candle? I think not if we close below. Wouldn't be safe maybe, because as long as you're below this, there's still chances of going down. So the best would be to close above. What I'm saying, if it does stay here, then push straight up. I mean just continuation for our runner, not for a new entry. A new entry should have been if we close above this resistance, not before. So we need to close above if we want to continue up. Euro USD is retesting. Retesting what? It's not a retest when it comes days after. I'm just trying to break this. It's coming days after the breakout. The retest was this one here. This is 6 days in between. You know what can happen in 6 days? A lot can happen. It doesn't count as a retest. Yeah, if it closes above, then makes a retest, you can have another entry. Yeah, also you can wait for support to form, so you can be more comfortable maybe. But yeah, unless we break this, there's no second entry here. Oh, you mean Euro USD is making a retest to continue up? I don't see that. And if you know, my rules are only 1 hour and up. Maybe you're watching a retest on 30 minutes or 15 minutes, I don't know. But my rules are only 1 hour and up. 1 hour, 4 hour daily. No less than 1 hour. It doesn't mean that lower time frames are something bad or they don't work. It's just my way of trading. I don't use them. I feel a lot more comfortable taking a trade on higher time frames. Higher time frames doesn't really disappoint most of the time. The only setup you can take on Euro USD is wait for this resistance to break, then a retest to continue up. That's what you can expect here. Okay, good news for Euro again. Now we don't have any news. These are not high impact, so I don't think this will have any effect on Euro, but you never know. We already had this these news. They were all positive for Euro, so we'll see. USD CAD still here. Also on USD CAD, unless we break below, there's no trade. See, the best setup here would be, you can see this big 4-hour candle that pushed up. Now, if this next 4-hour candle comes and closes below, that's a big confirmation for us. If that happens, you're going to see a big drop to the downside. Firstly, we have this support here on the 4-hour that can continue. So we have a range of how many pips? Yeah, 30 pips range, but it's not bad, because 30 pips can be enough. So we need this to come close below. Once it goes past this previous candle, there's no stop for USD CAD. See how it's rejecting Aussie dollar? Because it reached this resistance. That's why you always need to look, if there's a zone, close most of your positions, and move your stop at break even. There's no need to risk it to hold when you see that you have a zone there. If there would be no traffic on the left, then why not holding? But you see that it's coming to a resistance and you might get rejected, then there's no need to risk. Okay, we'll see. Let's see if we're gonna get another trade. In this London session. It's been pretty good actually since we started these live streams. I think we had at least a win on every stream. 1-2 wins. I don't think we ended a stream in a loss yet, of course, because that can happen. Losses are a part of this business and you have to accept them if you want to grow. Now we'll see this UJ, what's gonna happen. Maybe this 4-hour will come lower, but will be pretty hard. It's pretty big rejection. It's already came when the previous candle started. If this goes below here, we might see another push to the downside maybe, which I wouldn't like. I'd like this to go up and break this resistance. Would be the safest trade for us. Okay, looks like I found a trade here, but not exactly. We need another 20 minutes to close above. If we do, we have a good trade in our hands. A lot of rejections here. Let's wait and see. If we get a close above, would be great. Because it doesn't seem that we have a lot of traffic on the left. How many pips? 20 pips? Yeah, that would be enough for us. On the floor, it looks like the zone is a bit higher. It's great. Looks pretty 40 pip range. Too very nice. It looks pretty the same with AUD USD. I see that a lot of pairs made this big drop and came back up again. Looks like there was some kind of news last night. And see how big this rejection was, and it came all the way up and closed. Not bullish, but you see after this big rejection, if we get a close above this, it's going to be a nice move to the upside after. And this big rejection is going to be just another good confirmation for us. Just gonna wait and see how it's gonna close. We need to close more than 5 pips in these kind of pairs that don't move too much. 6-7 pips above would be perfect, but it shouldn't go too far because we might not get that perfect retest after. Gonna wait and see. Aussie dollar is still there. US 30. It's not in my plans, but I'm just taking a look here. Pretty messy. 4 hour looks better. This resistance here. Maybe I'm gonna try here a smaller risk trade here if we do close above, just to try this if it does work. The break and retest. I think it does work with technicals, but not all the time, because there are a lot of fundamental things that have impact on this. You need to be updated in everything what happens with US dollar. Euro GPB, not too much happening here too. I don't see much. I just see a lot of consolidation. It can still continue up maybe, since it got rejected from this daily support. Gold's been flying for days now, and it looks like we have a break above this daily resistance, 1749. Take a look at the 1 hour. We had a very nice break and retest here days before. Yeah, this can still continue up. Looks like the next target is at 1793 on the daily. I don't see looks like clean traffic until there. Look at the weekly, how strong it closed. Obviously, it was so obvious that next one's gonna push straight up. So it looks like we have a small zone here, in the support here. Now, if this was a normal pair, what I'll do is, when this candle closes, I would enter on the pullback to continue up. Once you would make a small pullback, enter some buys maybe, but I've said before, not trading gold right now. I think its spread is too big. Yeah, if it does close like this, can continue easily up. GBP AUD looks like has created a small consolidation box. Okay, something to watch on. Keep an eye on this. If we do break, we have a nice range to fill. We'll see if we get a good break here. Maybe I'll take a trade. Even though I've said that GA moves pretty wild, and using a 20 pip stop loss is not usually enough, but we'll have to see. If we do have a break, I'll consider this. Okay, let's take a look what happened with GCAD. GCAD currently at this resistance. Yeah, it looks like it's been consolidating a bit. Not too much happening also here. Oh, let me take a look. Maybe we had a daily break and retest. Yeah. Even though if I saw this, I don't know if I would take this, because the daily didn't close very nice. It closed basically below. I wouldn't say this was a daily break and retest then. But I think GCAD's not clear enough. Gold it is. Gold basically did the same. And see, this was the break and the retest on the daily previously. Now this daily candle came all the way up and closed above the previous daily retest candle. Now it closed above, see, made a small retest and it's going up again. This can also continue up, but we have to look lower time frames to see if we do get a break above or below. I still think GA is very clean here. If we do get a break above, I don't know, this can be first target, second target here. Gonna have to see. Is GU a fake out? A fake out on what time frame? If you mean on the daily, it's not a fake out because you had the break and the retest. You had the breakout, you had the retest, it went all the way down. Big drop. Now it came after day and broke that resistance. So we don't say it's a fake out, just a break, another break and retest. The plan here is if we get a break above 1.80570, can take a nice trade to the upside using a 20 pip stop loss. If we do get a break below 1.80130, we can have some sells here to fill this range to the downside. Now we don't know which one's gonna happen, but gonna have to wait and see. It was a big rejection to the upside. Maybe this almost broke, but still got to reject it. So we'll see now if this comes all the way down. It looks a bit hard, maybe in 10 minutes to go all the way down to break this. That would be a lot of work. 20 pips drop, and also needs another 10 pips to be a breakout. 30 pips doesn't seem realistic at this moment of time because it's moving slow, but you get the point. What I want here, I want to break and retest on these levels. Just need to wait and see. Oh, you mean GU fake out on the 1 hour? AUD USD is going pretty nice. I like this. It's pushing. We might get a close above on AUD USD. It's pushing pretty nice. Gonna have to wait and see. So GBP USD 1 hour fake out. Yeah, this was a fake out. We talked about this. We talked about this before happening here. We said that we had to choose which one we're gonna take. I chose AUD USD, somebody else GU, somebody else USD CAD. So yeah, this was a fake out. On the 4 hour, it was just a rejection, as you saw before. It was also just a rejection from this support. See, this is the main reason why fake outs happens. Because price gets rejected from a bigger zone, let's say this 4 hour support, then when it comes to 1 hour, it results in a fake out on this next zone here. So always look if you got rejected from another support level or resistance. Depends on the setup. USD CHF. Okay, I took a look. Perfect. Wow, what a drop. Straight to the next zone. Wow. Did anyone take USD CHF? Yeah, I said we need a close below this if we want to continue. And it looked like that happened. Small retest. It wasn't the best breakout. Yeah, 3 pips closed, but I think that would be enough because of the fact that we got rejected from this big consolidation. It was a retest of this consolidation. Then we just need a small confirmation to enter some sell to continue. Very, very nice drop. I don't know if you guys took USD CHF, but if you did, congrats. I would prefer NJ. New Zealand, JPY, I would prefer better because it's clean break retest. Can't find better than that. AUD USD going perfectly. How many pips we have now? 27 pips. Very nice. Still pushing. No, I haven't closed my runner. My runner is gonna run all the way up until we fill this range. Not gonna close it until we come here. Or it hits my stop, which doesn't seem like it's gonna come back all the way down now. I mean, not on the next candle at least. Maybe later, but this should continue all the way up and fill this range. It's going to be a 65 pip range. It already moved 30 pips. So, gonna wait and see. Big range to fill. Next candle can make a small retrace, pull back here and continue up again. Italian Pips, welcome brother. Good to see you here. Look, to enter AUD now, another buys, another entry. It's not as comfortable as when we took here, but I mean, we can use a small risk here on this, because this now just broke this high and it should continue up. There's still a big range to fill. Let's see, because we have a break on New Zealand JPY. Wow, GA dropped all the way down but couldn't close below. So there's no trade on GA until the next candle. Until the next candle close. Yeah, the 4-hour hasn't closed yet. Now, this is out of the picture for now. USD CAD almost there. Wow, this is a pretty strong close. USD CAD can continue down now. Oh man, I just hope that I would like this to be a stronger breakout, because this is going to continue down from what I see here. Just not comfortable enough. My next trade, New Zealand JPY. Not a pair that I usually trade, but I'm gonna wait for that retest. Now, gonna have a pretty big range to come to make the retest. Let me see. No, it's not big, 8 pips. But I think the first entry can be at the wicks here, just to be sure that we don't miss the trade, because it can also reject from the wicks. Euro GBP can be sold. What do you think? Euro GBP. Look at GA all the way up. See that I said it's too volatile. See, it makes some weird moves. Take a look at Euro GBP. Euro GBP can't do nothing now. It's messy, bro. Don't trade this, because it didn't really respect the zones we draw here. A lot of candles in between. I would rather stay out of this pair. It's not on my list. I never trade Euro GBP. Now, you know, the best thing would be if GA would come all the way up and close above. We would have a secure move to the upside after that. So let's see. AUD USD, guys, I wouldn't recommend taking another entry here, even though I still believe it should continue up. But take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, the best would be to just hold that runner. Don't think I'm gonna take another entry here. But I still believe that it should continue up. Maybe you have to wait for support to form here. Wait for some rejections. If price stays here, then you can decide if you want to take it or not. But on the first retest, it's not a very strong support. You know, it's just one touch and it dropped. So be careful. Just for me, I would say hold the runner and see what happens. My trade is going to be New Zealand JPY if it does come for retest. If not, then can't do anything to force that. Euro JPY. No close. Where do you see that break? Thing is, it's a very small breakout, if you mean about this zone here. Take a look 4-hour. 4 hour, 4 hour it's at resistance. I don't know what you guys are talking for, what zone, but I don't see a trade here. I just see that we had a break and retest on this zone here. We are at resistance right now. It's not a good break. It barely closed above. Barely closed above. So do you wait for 4 hour candles close before taking a trade? No, not actually. If I'm not very sure on the 1 hour, then yeah, I'll wait for the 4 hour, but it's not necessarily to be also a 4 hour close. Okay. Anderson, I would say stay away from GJ. That's strong resistance. You need a strong close above that 4 hour resistance. I wouldn't take anything on GJ for now. I would stay away. It's not a good breakout. It's barely closed above GJ, just like EJ. The best is New Zealand JPY. Just gonna wait for this to come lower. Do you think GU is gonna continue up? Well, based on this candle, pretty strong close, maybe it's gonna continue, but we're coming at this resistance very soon. That I don't know. If you're already in buys from the retest here, I would say secure most of your profits and leave a runner. Move your runner maybe at 20 pips, and then if it pushes more, just move your stop higher, trailing, yeah. Let's see. Having doubts that this is gonna make a retest. It's already rejecting, even though it's only 10 minutes since it started, the candle, so can you please give a brief analysis how to spot a trade which takes the time frame to use a break or retest? Well, is not that what I've been doing here? I've been doing the same every day. All this trade you've seen me taking, is that not enough? Okay guys, I'm gonna enter here New Zealand JPY. Okay, took an entry. So now just to be clear, when you make a first win, the second one you don't use the same risk, you only use a part of your profits, because you're not going to progress if you use the same risks even after a win, because you have to protect your profits. Now you just risk a small percentage of your profits. Even if you lose this, you're still going to be in profits. That's how you end the day without losing. So I'm gonna use this. Let's see how many pips stop loss. Yeah, around 16 pips. I'm not gonna put this all the way down below this candle, because this previous candle was the breakout. So basically I would use just above this. So around 15 pips, 16, 15 pips stop loss. And like I said, the what risk I would use. So it all depends on you. If I say something, it doesn't mean that you should follow that, but if you want, you can. How long have you been trading? I heard you on someone else's stream a couple of months ago. I've been trading for 4 years. I've said before, I've started on 2016. Good morning, Sad. I discovered you yesterday. Like the way you educate and share your knowledge. Thank you too, thank you too. I hope this will be helpful for you. Would you wait for the hourly candle close below taking? No. If you watch my other videos, you know that I enter while it's making the retest. I don't wait for the close. That's how I trade. But that's another way of trading. You can wait for price to reject, maybe to create some form of support, then you can take it, but not every time it's gonna stay there to wait for you to enter. So because most of the time once it makes the retest, it went straight in that direction. Yes, I entered. Whenever you see this means that I opened a position. I don't just put this here. And I also said I'm taking a buy. So I think I was clear enough. So see, AUD USD, it's dropping. It was better to not enter. Didn't have to. We made 30 pips. That's great. So we'll see what happens. Whatever happens on Aussie dollar now, it's not gonna make any difference. Only a runner currently in, so it's nothing much about here. At the other side, GA pushed all the way up. If we get a closer ball, would be very nice. NZD JPY I'm entering another small position here because the spread was a bit high and my entry was not that good. That's why I don't trade these kind of pairs, because they have bigger spread. When I take a trade, spreads should be very good, because you guys know that we don't expect a big move, 10-20 pips. What about EJ? EJ is not on our list, because EJ, I said before, it's small breakout. It didn't close strong enough. Compare New Zealand JPY to EJ. It's a lot better. Not a lot. It's way, way better. See, let me see here how the breakout. Retest. Let's go. Should continue, and I think it's pretty good. Looks good setup we have here. See if it's gonna continue. On these pairs, I don't expect too much. 10-15 pips would be enough. Okay guys, so I also just saw this. Price got rejected from this resistance here. Now, thing is, here you can risk this trade, or you can skip it because we got rejected, and the chances of being a fake out are higher now. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this trade, because I think should at least, reject for 10 pips. But as I told you before, I'm using lower risk in this trade. It won't make too much difference. Yeah. UJ buys. Why UJ buys? Yeah, man. I told you about UJ. I would stay away from UJ. You can still continue up, but we are in between these two zones and we are getting rejected from resistance. It's better to wait, even if it does reject, to wait for a break above here and continuation. but before that I wouldn't take the trade here. Can easily reject, but I'm just not gonna risk since we're coming here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 candles got rejected from here. Now chances of being fake out are higher. Not gonna say that it's gonna continue down, but I'm not gonna risk it. See, on New Zealand JPY, we have a lot of rejections here. Pretty strong support here. And when I saw that we are rejecting from another zone, I immediately saw that I'm gonna have to reduce my risk here, because chances are immediately higher of being a fake out than usual. If I go now, when I see this zone, I'm gonna have to judge which one is a stronger zone. And to be honest, both are stronger zones. I mean, this is a more recent zone than this one, but still can have effect. So it's better to take some. It's better to know that we can have a problem in this trade. To know that it can fail this trade, it has higher chances of failing. And as I said, because of that, I reduced my risk. But still think that should continue at least 10 pips maybe. We'll see. Anything can happen. Just have to wait and see. Then we'll discover what happens here. Whatever happens, we know why it's gonna happen. That's the most important thing. A bad trade is when you don't know why it failed. So every time you take a loss, you have to analyze why that loss happened. And when I take a loss, I always know why it happened, because most of the time there's a reason. Sometimes you can just have a fake out and you don't really know why it happened, because there was no confirmations, no reason why it happened. But it doesn't really happen every day. Most of the time you have a reason why it happens. It's always good to know when to use a smaller risk, when to reduce your risk. For AUD/USD, I was like 100% sure it's gonna continue. There was no doubts, and you can see. So the other question before was, do you wait for the candles to close, the retest candles? See, if I would wait for this retest candle to close, I would have missed all this move. Wouldn't have the chance to enter at all here. But if you use smaller time frames, that can be a thing. You can wait for rejections on small time frame, but on 1 hour the move already happens. It's no time. Most of the time it does give you a chance to enter after the retest candle. That's why I enter straight on the retest. All this, guys, it's just based on my experience. You can always go and backtest this. Always before deciding to use a strategy, always go and do some backtesting. Let's see, GA can be the next trade. Maybe New York session, I don't know. Or maybe it's just on the next hour, who knows. But the way these candles are forming, this would be a perfect buy. See this big rejection to the downside. Couldn't close below. Rejected from support all the way up here. If this candle closes above a small pullback and a straight push after, that would be great. It would be a very small confirmation for me, because I've seen this happening too many times. And GA is pretty volatile. It can give us quick pips, wouldn't let us wait at all. But we just have to make sure to make a good close above. We don't want an indecision candle here. And J not moving that much, still at the support. The only indication that would give me doubts on this would be if this candle would come all the way below the previous candle. That's maybe when even I would even close before I would cut losses short, because once it does that, going above or below the breakout candle, there's not too much hope on that. The setup becomes not valid anymore. We'll see. I said this, it's not a very fast pair to move slowly, just like UJ maybe. So it can take some time to develop. UJ rejected also. Let's see, maybe this was a small retracement for JPY pairs to continue up. Now A good indication for UJ that's going to continue up would be if this candle push all the way up above these previous candles. Even if it doesn't close above but comes all the way up around here, that would still be an indication that UJ can continue up. Just to go above the previous candle, that would be maybe enough to tell us that there's high chance it's going to break this resistance. There are some times when even if price is at resistance, there are some indications that can tell you that there's high chance it's going to break now. That can be coming from another zone, making a big drop, then the next candle to come all the way up above the previous candle, just like it happened on GA. This pullback is like an indication that this has high probability it's going to break above. Even if it doesn't break above, the next candle can, just because of this big retracement. Because usually after a big drop like this, a bearish candle, you would expect price to continue down. Huge momentum, huge bearish momentum. You would say, okay, there's a chance that we might break the support because price got rejected from resistance, closed very bearish, next candle should push down, but it happened the opposite. Now this can give you the same reasons why price should break this resistance. So chances are higher now to break, but we'll see. Euro USD doing a retest. Let me see. It is doing a retest. Thing is, I'm already on New Zealand JPY. If you guys want to take this, why not? It's making a retest. I think it should continue up. Even though the 4 hour, it's not closed yet. I think you can have a nice move to the upside here, since the retest is happening. It's your choice. For me, I'm in New Zealand JPY, so for now I'm not gonna enter anything else. I'm gonna wait for this to see how it plays out. Yeah, but Euro USD looks pretty nice. See, it can be a nice move to the upside to fill this range, 35 pip range. Yeah, it's your choice. It's a good setup. You have a lot of rejections on this zone that you can base your trade on, so it's pretty good. And the breakout is pretty good too. You have a clean break to the upside. The retest already happening, so move to the upside would be easy, I think. See, the breakout was almost 20 pips. This shouldn't disappoint whoever takes it. Now back in my trade, let's see what happens here. Starting slowly to push up, but not enough. We need a bigger push to the upside. Okay, we're having some movement. Let's see. We have another 20 minutes until the candle closes, so a lot can happen during that time. Euro USD, it's rejecting too. I think Euro USD already gave some pips. See how many pips this rejection was. Yeah, almost 10 pips. 10 pips rejection. And meanwhile, it's only 5 pips on NZD JPY. Let's see. It's a good sign. We got rejected. This would push more, and turning bullish would be a big confirmation. Next candle would push straight up. But as long as it stays above this level, there's no need to worry that this is gonna drop. Let's see. This is taking so long. Maybe it's gonna break to the upside, who knows? Because it's coming closer and closer. USD CAD, pretty big pullback. On USD CAD, the best is to wait for the 4 hour. Like I said, once the 4 hour closes below this, then we will have a way better drop, way better setup, way more comfortable to take it. So this needs to come below if we want to take a trade here. We want a 4 hour breakout. Aussie dollar has been pretty nice lately. I never trade really AUD USD. It's always been too slow for me, but lately has been giving us a lot of setups, a lot of good setups. It's not a good sign that it's been 45 minutes and New Zealand JPY didn't manage to continue up. It's not a good sign. But like I said, unless it closes below, then there's still chances of continuation. So we'll have to see what happens here. Yeah, I said about Euro USD can continue. Already made a 10 pip rejection, so be careful. Actually, 2 times. It already got rejected 2 times for 10 pip rate, so just have to be careful. Because Euro USD on the 4 is not closed yet. Yeah, actually, I just saw this. This is pretty risky to take, Euro USD. See, we got rejected from this 4-hour resistance on Euro USD. It's actually pretty risky. I wouldn't take this trade on Euro USD. If you're in this, you can still close that break even. Because it got rejected from 4-hour resistance. It can result in a fake out. So I would stay away from this. Same thing is basically with New Zealand JPY. It got rejected from another zone. It's not as strong as Euro USD, but it can have an impact. So we'll see. So we have 10 minutes. If it does close like this, I'm probably gonna close at break even if it doesn't continue lower, because I don't feel very comfortable with this. Since we got rejected from that zone, this is not a perfect break and retest, to be honest. It's a perfect break and retest of this zone, but we have a rejection also. So chances are higher to go down. So once it comes below this, there's no, I wouldn't hold lower than that. Just waiting to see how it's going to close this 1 hour. Because even if it does close above, still wouldn't be that sure. It needs to make a bigger rejection. Wow, GA came all the way down again. Looks like there's not going to be a breakout on this too. Well, what happened with USD CAD? Big push to the upside. Wow. That's a big move. That's a pretty big move. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Looks like no breakout on USD CAD either. For now. NZD JPY. Yeah, probably gonna end up closing at break even this trade. Not too much happening right now. Take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, thing is on the 4 hour the level is higher, but maybe the best would be to wait after the 4 hour closes. It would be a better confirmation maybe. Well, let's see. Almost there. Maybe New York session is gonna have more volatility. Even though we had some good moves on London, but some breakouts that we were waiting for, they're not happening right now. Imagine GA going all the way down now. Anything can happen in this pair. It can surprise you. Haven't been trading GJ lately. It's not giving me enough confirmations or good break and retest setups. See, it's rejecting this 4 hour level. Still need to break above this if we want to trade here. Let's see. A lot of rejections. This is the third 4 hour candle that's rejecting this level. This can continue down too. For the downside, we need, well, let's see. I would say a break below this maybe. Then a retest to continue down. But still it's too messy for me. I wouldn't take it unless we break this 4 hour resistance. I wouldn't take anything here. Nothing big. Didn't expect this push on USD CAD, to be honest. I don't know where it came from, but Looks like we had some news. Okay. After all, looks like New Zealand JPY is going to stay above. Now, I don't know if I'm going to hold, but let's see. Two minutes, and we decide if we want to hold or close. This didn't even give us 10 pips. This was so slow. I think it only puts like 5 pips, 4 pips. Yeah, 1 minute left. Doesn't look like something big gonna happen here. Okay, I'm closing at break even, or how many pips we have for my entry. Yeah, 2 pips. I'm closing the trade. Not gonna stay in this trade anymore. See, it didn't close above, it didn't close below. It's like an indecision candle. Close this. This is, it doesn't matter if this can still go up. I just don't feel any more comfortable. It didn't reject, even though at least 10 pips to give us a good sign that can continue up. And let me take a look. 4-hour close. Yeah, it didn't close above the 4-hour. Was hoping that at least it's gonna close around here, just above this, but not even 4-hour closed above, so there's nothing here. I'm gonna skip this. AUD is still running, but yeah, didn't stop me at break even my runner. It's still on, but let me take a look at 4-hour. Yeah, 4 hour close bullish, but nothing much here too. EU. See, the 4 hour closed above, but we're still in this middle zone here. I wouldn't risk anything. Now, if I would want to take a trade here, I think would be closing above this. Still, we have a lot of zones here on Euro USD. Yeah, maybe if we close above this resistance, I would consider taking a trade. 30 pip range, not too bad. If we close above this resistance, we have 35 pip range, not too bad. We'll see. For now, I don't see a setup. USD CAD dropped all the way up, got rejected. I mean, 4 hour didn't close like we wanted, so there's no trade there. GBP AUD, no break either. Yeah, looks like we're done for now. Not too much happening. Would USD CHF would be a good short? I don't think so. I would stay away of this. I mean, this here would be a better one, because since we had the break and retest on the 4 hour, it was a good thing. It was a good chance to get in with that momentum to continue down, but here it's a pretty small breakout. I don't know, wouldn't recommend entering, even though there's still room to drop. I don't know, the breakout is not that good. GU drop too, nothing much. CUJ, can't say it closed back in the range, but 4 hour closed pretty strong. Yeah, nothing here. I mean, of course I would like to take some buys here, since we didn't have a retest before, but it would be too risky. 4 hour close pretty bearish candle, was pretty strong. Now the 1 hour is rejecting, but wouldn't feel comfortable. Like I said, this is the only zone I would wait for a breakout. This may continue up. If this comes up, I would be way more comfortable. But taking buys here now, I don't think it's a very good idea. See the daily, pretty big rejection. Even though I said coming all the way up doesn't make too much sense. Gonna have to wait and see what happens there. Not too much. I think I'm done for London session. Maybe I'll wait for New York session and see what happens. But for now, yeah, nothing much happening. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go now. For now, I'm not in any trades. Gonna have to see what happens next. We had a good trade on AUD USD, so pretty pleased with this session. And we'll see what happens on New York session. Okay, I'm gonna have to go now. Thank you all for participating. And if this was helpful for you, give it a like or subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow on the same time. For my group, see you later on your session. Have a nice day all. Use good risk management. Don't lose your profit that you made on London. Be patient and have a nice day. See you for now.